say the day because I know I'm so late, and considering the time. Guys, my dog died, and I have been processing the death of my dog for a very long time, Shem. And it's no, those animals. That dog didn't even grow in me. Like that dog was like my dude from the beginning, right? But um, you know, got stung by honeybees, and the dog died, and I was so heartbroken. Besides that, I was very busy yesterday, and after that long day, I had to come to face the fact that my dog had died. So I needed some time. I needed some time to process this. Either way, let us talk about today's topic. So today's topic is toxic relationships. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make a part 2 to this because there's a lot. Um, Here, I'm just gonna pull out toxic traits to be afraid of or to stay clear of, and I'm just gonna put them out there on the surface. And if you know of any relationship, like toxic relationship shandises or whatever, you can just comment. Whatever guys. You know what you must do. Um, Either way, without wasting any time, because I think this is gonna be a very long podcast. Let us just get into it. So, dealing with toxic relationships 101. Before I start, this was written down, and I think I'm just gonna add a few points if I feel like it. If I don't, I'll just carry on reading, Okay. So, first, you need to recognize toxic traits in people, because I've always said this: if you recognize a pattern, it is easier for you to control yourself on how you will react, and even react smart to a situation, not just be surprised and just stand there and don't know what to do. But it helps you recognize the fact that I know this is happening for the second time now, so I would react better than I did last time. So recognizing toxic traits in those people. And I'll just, for this part of this podcast, I'll start with intimate relationships. Umjolo, osinyisayo sonke, okay? Anyways, I think the biggest of all red flags waving on your face and biggest of all toxic traits for me is inconsistency. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. Like, that person will be like all up in your face, all in his feelings today, all about you, and tomorrow you spoke. He's a ghost. He has vanished. He is nowhere to be found. Or you can get a hold of them, but they're just busy. He may not be necessarily busy with another chick, but you can see that he's clearly unbothered over the fact that you exist or over the fact that you're in a relationship. He just doesn't care. And I know Wuti, that shit is very confusing. Like, it's really confusing. Because at the end of the day, you don't even know Wuti, you're the favorite side chick. Because now Mjolo has a hierarchy. You go now top of the food chain, and then you go down like that. So you don't know whether you're the favorite chick, you're the side chick, you're the main chick. Ugogo, umkhulu, antwak, awusazazi nje, you are very confused. Another toxic trait is the disappearing tendencies, and this goes together with inconsistency, because when they are not being consistent, they'll probably just disappear. And I know it almost sounds the same, but disappearing tendencies is actually not the same as being inconsistent, because they might be in your feelings, like they might be hot today and still come see you, and they are cold tomorrow. But with disappearing tendencies, a person just ghosts you, like awazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. So disappearing tendencies, those person you text good night to, actually good afternoon ngakusasa, like hayibo wenja Upumap. And you know how boys get, like, they will return to you as calm as they can be, hitting you with stories like battery died, network, y'all know the gist. The third one for me is a smart ass idiot. That person who that person who always forget their wallets at home, even when going out, and it might not even be a date. Like, I've had an incident where I had to fend for travel money because I was going too far away from where I lived. And when I got there, okay, we get to a setting, we chill, whatever, because of course I arrived at night. And then, and then tomorrow, it was just like, it was the time, the time to go out, but it wasn't necessarily like a flipping date of sorts. So we go out, we go to the grocery store, and I pull out a trolley of sorts, and then I start, filling up stuff. And in my mind, not necessarily because I wanted him to pay, but I thought at least he'll meet me halfway. And he goes, "I'll pay to wallet." I'm like, what the hell? This is a disease. Okay, stage nigga association. For sure, he's all like, I will. I Either way, fortunate enough for me, my mom told me to never travel to a place without having extra cash, so I ended up paying for the groceries that I bought, and I ended up cooking, and he ate, and he was like, "Hi, how makoti lo ngithi hey lo cabanga ukuthi kuyadlalwa la uyangihlanyela." Okay, so another toxic trait that you need to look out for is a nigga that will abuse you emotionally, physically, and mentally in the name of love. I don't want to say this without sounding judgmental. This kind of relationship drains you, and I know this is a sensitive issue, but men can be controlling, manipulative, and jealous, and even physical when they want their way. And at the end of the day, he says it is all because I love you, right? Anyways, I'm not here to talk down on men because not all men are the same. Also, women do these things. Like, you get women that abuse you, um, physically, mentally, and psychologically, whatever. So if you're a guy listening, try relating in your point of view, if that makes sense. I know there's a number of unlimited toxic traits out there, some of which I have not encountered. Do not be shy to share. Okay, so we are moving on to the next toxic trait now. So this a person who doesn't want to communicate. They will block all communication channels with you, but still expect you to be the girlfriend. Like, how do you get in a relationship and not talk at all? And they're all like, they're always trying to cause some sort of drama. Like, their way of communicating is causing drama. Like, you're like fighting. It's a toxic trait. It's toxic. It's toxic shit. Okay, so an example of that is maybe you are in a bedroom. You're taking a picture. I don't know if it stems from jealousy, I'm not sure, but you're taking a picture and you do not include them in the picture, and all of a sudden it's a problem. So they are like, "Hey, well, why are you not taking a picture with me? You probably did." I'm pretty sure it stems from jealousy. Speaking of jealousy, it's it's another toxic trait that I'm going to touch on a little bit. So jealousy a is very poisonous in a relationship because a man or woman can be controlling. And what I fail to understand is, why can't you see my win as your win? We are in a relationship, but like, we are in a relationship, we are not in a competition. We are here to love each other. We are not here to show off each other's stuff, who can do this better and who can do that better, okay? And if I make money as a female, it's my money, but we're gonna share it. And I know a lot of dude will be like sensitive around the issue of me using the word my. Of course, it's my money. I worked for it. But we are going to share it. I won't be bossy about it because I know you do the same for me. Like, you take care of me. So if I make more money than you, I'll take care of you. So I don't understand this issue of a guy have to be like, "Oh, you think you're better than me all of a sudden because you make money." or a female acting bossy towards that guy, because that could be the case too. But also as a female, we also get that type of jealousy where a guy makes more money. You'd be like, oh, he probably thinks he's better than me, blah 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 blah. And another type of jealousy that I need to touch into, I think, is the one where you're not allowed to have friends, you're not allowed to even contact your family. Like, I don't understand that type of jealousy. Like, okay, you love me, but don't be that controlling. um okay, so I think we have touched almost every toxic trait that I know of, and um, that I've also been through. Some of them I've been through, and I think it is great for us to stay tuned for the next podcast, because we are going to be talking about toxic karmic relationship, if that makes sense. Like, so okay, so karmic, I think, is an umbrella term, but let me just use talk talk oh god, toxic relationships, um in a sense of friendship, family, people that are close to you but not really in an intimate relationship with you. And I think we are going to tackle also what do you call this, goodness, it escapes me. We are also going to talk about the fact that how do you then love that person, whether they are a family member, they are a friend, and they are like your intimate partner. How do you love that person if you can't really cut yourself off from them? You know, I think we have come to an end of this podcast, and please be sure to tell your friends to tell their friends until they tell my friends that there's a new kid on the block. And so much love for you guys, and I want to appreciate everybody else who've been tuning in so far, because that's very important, guys. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Bye.